Раз, два, три.
So, hello, my dear colleagues. We will wait for 3 minutes, waiting for other people to join us.
Коллеги, всем добрый день.
Dear colleagues, good day, everyone. Dear participants of the forum, we are starting our session. My name is Rinat Manyapov, and I'm the head of the Governmental Innovation Program Institute. So you are noticing day by day that we are having so many people with different ideas. Like previously, we had some troubles with, finding some customers to buy things offline. But now we are solving the problem to find some places, problems on marketplaces. And we should understand that the methods and tools of putting the products on marketplaces are absolutely different. So today we're going to discuss how we can go on the marketplaces and the way to reach this. So we have a very interesting list of speakers.
Крючкова Дина Юрьевна, это руководитель проекта по развитию цифровых услуг, Российский экспортный центр. Якушина Оксана Валерьевна, заместитель директора управления Федеральной почтовой службы.
So the first lady.
Я думаю, сейчас у нас все устранится, коллеги, все будет хорошо. Не будет параллельного звука. Мезенцев Денис Юрьевич, индивидуальный предприниматель, продавец на Wildberries. Барабаш Юрий Викторович, директор ООО «Башека», ООО «Наша».
we have
генеральный директор МДН сайт, официальный сертифицированный сервис-партнер площадки ИБАБА Летягина Аделя Радиковна, индивидуальный предприниматель,
we have Adelia Radzikovna, who is developing the child's books in Ufa. We have our Turkish exporter representative. We have Rodionova Anastasia. She is executive director of a Faircom Agency of International Competencies. And the last few years, you have noticed and seen that the regional centers of support are participating very, very actively through the projects as giving the support to go to the marketplaces, and they helped companies to register on the platforms. They helped the companies to understand what platforms to be placed. And nowadays, exporters also have the aid from this. And we have Dina Gorchakova, who is the head of Digital Services Development Project. So, Dina, are you here with us? I'm here. I can hear you perfectly. Yes, we can hear you perfectly as well. So, how can you please explain how your company helps to export companies to start the platforms and marketplaces? So I will start my presentation, and before starting to my presentation, I would like just to say hi, introduce myself basically. Can you please raise your hands who are working on marketplaces and selling products? Renat, can you please help me, because unfortunately I cannot see the audience. So I can see 10 people. 10 people, right. So who are selling products on marketplaces, international marketplaces? So we have 3 people here. Great. So then these people will have. So the people who are on marketplaces, like in the Russian markets, they will know how to go through the processes and to become international sellers. And so I think I can start. So first of all, I would like to thank the Republic of Bashkortostan for organizing such an event, because it's so important to coordinate, the time, who is where, what companies are doing, what problems are solving, and especially when we talk about the companies who are placed on marketplaces. So the next slide, please. So what the Russian Export Center does, we cannot explain, in 10 minutes, but still I should say that we have more than 50 marketplaces among other different countries, and having, a very free, and accessible internet. It's so accessible to anyone to start selling the products around the world. There is also a decision among the logistic departments, because you can place the orders on the marketplaces as well. We're also having different work on promoting the products on Russian and international markets, and we're also explaining how to make this possible to exporters and more efficient. And with no words, in majority, we have more cases among international marketplaces. We actually have the tools that we're doing in the Russian marketplaces and we are using the same tools to the international level. I'm sure that you will have the list of some certain companies who will tell you exactly how they work on marketplaces and how they go through all the procedures. And I'm sure that you will have the list of speakers who will tell you how they are starting their businesses. And we have, for example, the platform. We have different absolutely marketplaces within different departments, starting with some wood production and so on and so forth. We have some platforms having different companies from different companies like Alibaba or AliExpress, for example. And I'm sure that you're facing these platforms many times. If we speak about international markets, so these platforms as DG, Tmall, these are Chinese markets. For localized platforms, it is needed to start the business in certain country that you are willing to, sell your products. And that's why the exit to the local platforms or the platforms that are oriented to many countries are pretty more expensive but more efficient because there are more traffic is needed. For example, to the platforms of Latin America, and we speak about Southern Asia, we have special platforms as well.
Once again, the platforms can be categorized into the products or the services which are sold there, and whether the product has to be delivered outside the country or before you conclude the transaction. You just have to allocate the product on a marketplace, and as soon as the buyer appears on a marketplace, you simply sign a contract, usually it's an export contract, and then you ship the goods based on the export contract. Thus, the specificity of the marketplaces and online channels is rather wide and rather versatile, and different platforms have different means and ways of working together. That is why you have to remember this in order to find the most efficient way to distribute your product and for it to be as economically viable as possible. Next slide, please. What you have to remember is what I've already mentioned. How much it costs to enter the platform, how many visits are on the marketplace. There is a tool called SimilarWeb, which is showing the amount of people who are visiting this platform. The more the traffic is, the more possibilities for you to sell the product. Out of the latest, Wildberries and Ozone and Avito are in top 11 platforms across the world on the traffic amount. It means that these are the most visited platforms across the globe. And they are taking the justified places in the top 11 among Tmall and Amazon. Once again, you have to draw your attention to how you have to pay the entrance. There are singular payments or the monthly subscriptions or the commission from the sales. Moreover, you have to remember whether you need to have the legal entity opened up, usually it's used for local platforms, or it is enough for you to use the Russian legal entity to register the account and allocate your products. There are other factors as well, you can see them in the screen. And I believe that you can make a screenshot of the screen to make sure that you know what platforms are most interesting to you, because I categorize them into types, and thus you will understand what you'll need to know about the platform you are choosing. Speaking about the Russian export center services, which can be provided to the entrepreneurs who are already selling their products on the international platforms or they are ready to enter them. The Russian Export Center is offering a whole ecosystem on choosing such a marketplace, from choosing it, selecting it, to the allocation itself with the state support. Moreover, there are separate products. One of those I would like to describe. I already spoke about all the parameters that you'll need to. Can we switch on the next slide, please? How many parameters you have to consider when you are entering the foreign and international marketplaces. And the Russian Export Center does understand that the entrepreneur who only starts their export activity, or maybe you are still starting your activity in general and you want to enter the export markets. So they do understand that this is a very hard work to enter the international market, considering the fact of the specificity of the market and the price for allocating the products, as well as considering some legal nuances. There are so-called national stores in the store for you. And what are they? This is an account on a digital e-commerce platform, popular one like Tmall, JD, Amazon, Lazada. You can see Russian products there from several vendors. Only authorized partners of the Russian Export Center can allocate their products on their platform. And the advantages are quite obvious. You don't have to start a legal entity. You don't have to have the representative on the other side to help you with the allocation of your products abroad. Moreover, Russian Export Center is promoting the products represented in the national stores throughout their digital channels. One of the latest campaigns was the so-called Sport and Export. It became viral across the Chinese internet, and Russian sports rowers, academic rowers, are advertising the Russian products represented in the national stores, and they are also advertising their success in the academic rowing, describing how Russian products ecologically friendly. And this campaign is developing on and on, and we'll speak about it quite soon. This is one of the few campaigns which we are hosting, as well as different campaigns with bloggers, which are popular when we're talking about the promotion of the products throughout the online channels. Basically, we looked through the idea of understanding what online channels there are, what aspects you have to remember, what services are provided by the Russian Export Center, and these services can be seen in one platform, My Export platform, myexportexportcenter.ru. So basically all services that we have mentioned today can be located there. In order to get registered, you have to have the digital signature. But before that, please get to know the services and get more information without any registration. To conclude, I would like to invite you to a free online conference. This is the first conference on exports digital trade. It's going to be interesting to those who are promoting their products for the export, as well as those who are allocating their products on the international marketplaces, since there will be lots of speakers with good experience of entering international markets. They will speak about latest trends, etc. I would like to conclude here, dear colleagues. Thank you very much. I wish you most fruitful session, and I hope that you will discover many interesting things for yourselves. Thank you very much. The Russian Export Center, in its recent years, has done a lot to promote Russian companies across the international platforms. That is why, dear colleagues, enter the portal, sign up to the Telegram channel of the Russian Export Center. You will find all the news on all the activities of the center. And I would like to highlight the Center of the Support of Exports of the Republic of Bashkortostan, who is present in this market and who is allocating the Republican companies across the foreign and international marketplaces. Please subscribe to the Telegram channel of our center, where you will find all the relevant information. Thank you very much, Dina. Dear colleagues, we do understand that logistics in the digital commerce is very important, and it determines whether the client will be satisfied with his procurement. First thing is the quality of the delivery and shipments, the price, and the speed. The way I see it, in the latest 5 years, the Russian Post did everything to get closer to the exporters. They improved their infrastructure, their services, online services in particular, and they are playing a prominent role in the online trade, especially when we're talking about delivering your products to the foreign partners. We have Oksana with us, who is responsible for commercial activities in the Postal Office, Federal Postal Office. Oksana, could you please tell us what solutions are offered by the Russian Post to the Republican exporters? Can we please switch on the presentation? Can you hear me? Yes, we can. Good day, my name is Oksana Yagushin. I represent the Russian Post. I am Vice CEO in commercial activities, and in my presentation I'm going to tell you about the scaling up of the business with all the measures of support for exporters when we're talking about the Russian Post products. This is the welcome slide. In short, Russian Post. Dear colleagues, if you have some specific questions after my speech, I cannot speak about everything in 10 minutes. I have my experts, Anastasia and Svetlana, in the audience hall. You can come to them to get some more detailed comments and consultations. We are providing postal, logistical, and social services. These are the main services, as well as financial, advertisement, and retail services. Our capacity is 38,000 locations across Russia. 14,000 locations across Russia have the delivery to the door. 570 rail cars. The fleet is 14,600 units of vehicles. We have 800 logistics locations, fulfillment centers, and sorting out centers. Who are providing the logistics service, and 7,500 postomats. Speaking about the experts from throughout the online channels, what campaigns we have together with the government and what services are offered by the Post on its own. We had a survey among the exporters, and we asked the question, what is actually happening? What prevents people from entering the export market? And the respondents said that the export revenue is decreased. Problems with the payments across the countries and limitations when we're talking about the sales across the marketplaces, and the lower demand from the foreign buyers. And 30% of the respondents said that they've lost when the sanctions occurred. It is quite clear that the sellers, the exporters, cannot do the business by putting all the eggs in one basket. Of course, you need to diversify the sales channels in order to scale up your business. Of course, we're talking about the marketplaces, we are talking about the social media, and we are talking about websites, the websites of the brands themselves. The wider the channels are, the more the chance for your product to get distributed across the world in big quantities. Speaking of specific product, the state product of subsidizing the shipment. It has been online since the beginning of 2023. The Russian Post and the Ministry of Trade have signed the agreement. According to it, the exporters who are viable for this project receive up to 50% of discounts when they send the products up to 5,000 rubles and up to 800% when it's more than 5,000 rubles. So this is the program which has been working since 2023, and it will be working in year 2024. A little bit more details. Who is viable for this product, for this program? What criteria are there for the exporters? First, the subsidy goes for the products which are produced in the Russian Federation and sold through the online channels abroad. The exporter has the right to own the internet store if they have it, and the exporter is the active legal entity registered in the Russian Federation. How does it work? In general, it is quite obvious that we are living in the age of digital technologies, and everything is done throughout the digital platforms. You have to prepare the full set of documents. You have to get registered on mpo.mail.ru. So then you have to get confirmed that you are suitable for the program, and you have to sign the agreement in your account. How does it work? First, you process the shipment, then the shipment occurs. Next, the delivery occurs. Everything is done through the account, and you will see the status across each shipment, how much, when, where, etc. Then, as soon as the delivery is done, the verification occurs, and you can see all the information depending on the weight and the country of the shipment, all the subsidies which you will receive for each shipment. As soon as the verification is done, the subsidy is sent for your account, and it can be considered when you are paying the next shipment.
So the advantages of the mail exports, you should consider that the Russian mail is one of the governmental departments. That's why we have a one tariff basically that we ship the shipments just up to 1 kilo for free. So the main countries that we're working is the USA, China, Belarus. So what exporters are sending to us, these are the shipments up to 5 kilos. There are some itineraries from for the house, what the services the Russian mail suggesting. So all the processes are required logistics. So every exporter can use different ways of exporting. So the exporter can use the logistics, or they can use different marketplaces as the ad, for example, and make the delivery by Russian mail. So they can send the international shipments up to 20 kilos, up to 5 kilos, and we have some priority shipments by the courier to the door, from the door to the door, and the shipment can be delivered up to 30 kilos. So up to 20 kilos, like small shipments, and up to 30 kilos. There are some, parts, devices. The delivery of Russian mail of the shipment for the export is 16-20 days. since the acceptance of the shipment, we have thousands of points where the exporter can be without any lines, out of line, just send their shipments. And what are the supporting measures from the Russian mail? The subsidy program, when it's started, there was found out that not all exporters were available to work on Russian emails, and there were figured out several aspects that should be accessible. So there was decided to make one more product on the exports. So this campaign is available up to January 2024. It goes the audience, all the physical just people and companies. So then if you cannot use this subsidy program, you can use this product. What are the conditions? There is unlimited amount of shipments. So of course, this is a pretty enlarged amount of countries, up to 130 countries, and there are different amounts of kilos, and you can also use the service of getting your shipment back as well. So I will send my presentation to the website of the forum, and so I'm finished actually. So I managed to do this in 10 minutes. So my dear friends, 3 people here is exporting some products, abroad. And have you ever used the Russian Russian mail? I think you can try it. So we actually have already used this service, and we used some shipments and the customers to the USA, and there was like up to 16 weeks, and it was absolutely fine. And so you talked about the subsidies, and this information is pretty interesting. So dear colleagues, please use our traditional Russian mail services, and so you can lower your costs for logistical services. My dear colleagues, let's start to do the experience of the companies that are placed in marketplaces. We will go to my colleague, to Denis Mizentsev. Denis, can you hear us? Yes, it's perfect. So can you reveal us the secret of working on marketplaces? Yeah, I will, for sure. Let me open my presentation. Can you see the presentation? Not yet. Now, yeah, I can see the presentation and myself as well. Now it's okay. Perfect. So I will introduce myself. My name is Denis Mezentsev. I am the individual entrepreneur, valuable seller, and I'm also the founder of the company who works with the delivers within China. And the topic of my presentation is how to become a top. So the ways to the top 2 wildberries. So there is no actually any secrets, no any magical tools or some anything magic that can help you. So the only thing that you can use is the just unique algorithms. and processes. So I would like to tell you just in a very, very simple way without any difficult and complicated terms. So I will give you just 5 steps that will help you to reach your goals. It doesn't depend. It doesn't. You should not be a very professional, or you can be even a person who starts to do this. So any step will be a bit different, and you should just understand this. So the first is the preparation. Doesn't matter whether you're working or you're starting, so the preparation is the first. It means, first of all, the analysis of the market. If you are just planning to start the marketplace placement, you should understand, you should analyze the markets. Can you see my presentation? No, unfortunately, we can see only you. What's the problem then?
Все нормально.
No, that's fine. All right. So the analysis of the market. So if you are just starting to go on marketplaces, you need to analyze the markets and find the category of products you will go through in a very, very simple way. So, and there is, you should try actually, because nobody will tell you what exactly products you should start with. So you should try. So if you are already started selling the products, you need just to analyze your components, let's say, and see how they are working. So number 2 is to monitor all the numbers and rates. So basically your money. So you need to understand how much money you can afford to do this, how much money you will spend, and then you will understand what to do exactly. And the number 3 of the preparation is to calculate the budget. So because if there is a case where you will understand that you are lack of budget, everything will fail. So the next step is how to work on marketplaces. So when we working on marketplaces and we make an agreement, our task is to follow the agreement. It means that the first thing is to think is how will you position your product. So there is no actually like special terms. You will need just your cart or content of your products, basically. So then the customers will find your product very easily. The next one is how do you distribute the lacks from your products. So you will need to understand what you're going to do with the products that have not been sold. You should understand where your products will be replaced, on what rooms. You will understand how often your products will be sold and the position, basically top or just in the list of the products. The next step is to understand how the inner processes are working, because nowadays and in the future, these tools will be the most efficient way of promotion. There are so many ways of promoting your product, but not only promoting, but making any different tests. So then, to use these inner tools, you need to understand the model of these tools, as you've seen in the presentation. So, and the fourth step is to make the campaigns on marketplaces. So you need to understand that you will have to spend, pretty much costs to make different campaigns. And there are even some bonuses from participating in the campaigns. And the very important thing to say that everything that I'm telling you everything is working right now. So the marketplaces are so dynamic, and sometimes in 1 month the processes can be absolutely different. So, for example, nowadays the algorithm is the following that I'm telling you, and in 1 month they will be absolutely different. And the third stage is the selling procedure by ranging your products. What if we talk about this?
Нет, есть помехи какие-то. Продолжайте.
So what about the sellings? So you need to understand how often the customers goes to the marketplaces and look through your products. Sales funnel. And depending on that rate, the outcome will be the following. So your task is to make special tests within inner tools to understand how often the customer goes through your products. The next step is how many people are adding your products to their accounts, to their baskets. And so that we will understand how many people among these people who are putting into the basket, how many people are buying it. So this is this sales funnel looks like, and you need just to understand each step of it. So we can influence on the first stage by improving our outer content, so attract our product. If we talk about the conversion and adding to the basket and analyzing the amount of people who can go through your product, so we can also influence this step. We can use right prices, right qualities of your product, and telling about the stories of the orders. So this is the thing that we can influence as well. We are influencing on prices, on territorial distribution as well. So what about the buy pack? So we can also influence on this stage. We can also influence on the price, on the territory, on the content. We can also influence on the motivation to buy these or that questions, or ask some questions so then people would buy your product in conclusion. So when you understand the sales funnel algorithm, you can go through another stage. So you can use more ads. You can use now your more budget to promote the product. If you understand that the sales funnel is converting, and but you're using much ads and much money, but in conclusion there will be just fail. So then in this case, after you understand the 4 steps, the last point is the points of enlarging. So you can enlarge in different ways. So you need to understand what to do at the moment to improve your rates, your sales, revenue, etc. And this is the analysis of range of products, and you will have to pay more attention to the product that customers are buying. So this is not it's not a separate kind of business. It's just the part of the sales, and investments is a pretty good idea, good work to enlarge. And the third stage is building a team. It's very important to understand the process by yourself, and after that you can delegate the work and gather a very good team. And when you finish the fifth step, that it's you, and you now understand to when you get the success, and then you will just analyze what you have done, and you can do more and more the way in marketplaces. And we are not limiting actually the volume of the traffic. So the traffic should be always, the ads should be always 24 hours per day. So we're just talking about the sales funnel. So thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions, I will put my contacts. I was so glad to answer your questions. So, dear colleagues, I think you were able to make the notes. Thank you very much. But at the end of the forum, you will be able to get the contacts.
Dear colleagues, I hope that you've understood everything and we can move on. And we have another speaker who has some practical experience in entering the top marketplaces. Denis. Yuri. Oh, sorry, my bad. How do the marketplaces work and how do you get to the top? Good day, dear colleagues. Good day, dear friends. Thank you to organizers for inviting me. To tell the truth, it's the first time when I participate in such a format. To tell the truth, I'm not the one who was supposed to be here. It was supposed to be another person who is promoting those things, but due to some circumstances, I will tell you about what was done by this particular person. We represent the manufacturer, basically. So the main business for us is promotion, etc. But actually, we offer only our line of products. And initially, when we came to the local marketplaces, we viewed it as one of the tools for the advertisement and not for the promotion of the brand or the product. We were in the red ocean. We saw that about 5 or 6 pages across 24 items, you could see the same products as ours. And the main focus was the ads channel. When we started offering our products to the consumer, we were shocked by the fact that it was prioritized by those who started buying it. Of course, we focused our attention on the package, on the visualization of the product itself, and on the proper filling in of the information. As the previous speaker spoke, it is important to fill in the product cards properly. What is the advantage? What is the uniqueness of your offer? The sales themselves probably have not been that big because the product itself is not that expensive. But we approached it from the other side. The main goal was not to promote the product itself, but to promote the brand. We chose the A letter products, those which are promoted with better success. So we are working with the warehouses, and we started decreasing the load for delivering the A category products and increasing the other deliveries. For a month, we have been delivering the slow movers, but the production is basically the wood processing products. And to answer your question, everybody is preferring to do the smoking using the different types of trees, and we saw that some of the trees have been most popular. So, and we removed the most popular ones, and honestly, the sales for the slow movers have increased. And we saw that the priority is given to the brand and not the type of the product, the quality of the products produced under this brand. This tool helped us to position ourselves on the international market with the wholesale sales. Having the support of the export center, we are negotiating with Belarus, with Kazakhstan, to deliver our goods to the hyperstores and to the resellers in these countries. We went to Azerbaijan. Who would be ready to present our products in Azerbaijan? And when we demonstrate the recognizability of the brands, everybody's satisfied. And this is very interesting to people. So, and they can deliver some products under our brand, even if it's not what we do, and this would be bought anyhow. But once again, this is the teamwork. I can speak about the results, but to tell you the truth, the secrets are not something I own, but I pay for owning the secrets. Starting from the very beginning, down to the moment the brand becomes recognized and the tool has performed these ways. So about 14 months have passed from scratch. I believe that these are the good numbers. And if it's going to be interesting to you, I'll be glad to share our experience, to show you something, to tell you something, and maybe to redirect the task to my expert to work through the matter in higher details. So this was a small presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Есть алгоритмы, которые нам говорил Денис, да, необходимо выполнять для работы на маркетплейсах. Есть еще и другой подход, который нам Юрий озвучил, это сильный бренд,
And once again, so this is the strong brand, good quality and everything. So after that, you get recognized and you get the sales. Another approach when we're talking about the promotions in the marketplaces. Of course, quality product is always the quality product, and it's going to be demanded. Dear colleagues, we spoke about the Russian Export Center, the Center for Support of the Export. This is one of the parties which is working in the marketplaces. We have different practitioners who are working in the marketplaces themselves. They shared their experience. There is the Russian Post, which delivers the products, and there is the site number 4, number 3. These are operators of different marketplaces, which are helping to get allocated by the exporters. They help to position the products properly throughout different marketplaces. They offer marketing policies of their own. And I would like to give floor to Maria Kadntseva, who will tell us about the renowned marketplace Alibaba. Maria, are you with us? Good day, I am. I've introduced you already, Maria. Could you please tell us about your experience of allocating the companies on Alibaba marketplace? Could you please switch on my presentation? In particular, I would speak about different topics, not exactly the allocation. Since the topic is the secrets, I have to speak about the secrets. But you remember the movie Cheburashka? Why is the chocolate so tasty? Because I have my secret recipe book, which appears to be simply the family album. That is why I think that every representative who is sharing their own secrets, whether it's the Russian Post or the Export Center, etc., so the secret is always about the team play. And I wanted to speak about Alibaba, if it is possible to do within 10 minutes. We have been working since year 2016 as an official partner of Alibaba.com in Russia, and we're working in CIS countries as well. Oh, I can see my presentation. Wonderful. Could you please switch on the next slide? I have a little info on my company there. Let me try to look throughout the Alibaba.com platform, how it works for the Russian consumer and the Russian seller. Most of the manufacturers know the platform, and the Russian producers buy the raw materials there, and then they bring them to Russia, and then they sell the products in Russia, CIS, throughout exports, maybe through Alibaba.com, but they are the manufacturer there, or how we call them, the supplier. In the year 2023, despite the sanctions, the platform remained friendly towards the Russian producer due to the following. The transactions and procurement are not done by the Russian buyers. This is more of a shopping window. It just advertises the products of the Russian producers across the world. It allows to contact the manufacturer, and this is more of a international or global lead generation platform. And this year, in year 2023, when the interest to the services on lead generation has grown, we suggest to take a look at the Alibaba platform as a source of traffic for those who are interested in buying your products in a wholesale mode. And you can see that few people can enter the platform and offer their products because you have to prepare yourself. What you have to consider if you want to be a manufacturer on the platform. You have to have employees who are going to do the negotiations in English. They have to be experts in external economic activities or the experts. For the last stage of the negotiations to be successful, the presentations of your products have to be ready as well. Presentations, video materials about the product, video about the company, about the production, things which are going to help you to obtain trust, online trust from the wholesale buyer who is abroad and who has no chance to get to your manufacturing platform. Your preparation is you have to prepare the materials so that nobody would have any additional questions to who you are, what you do, why people have to work with you, what guarantees are, what is the quality of your products, etc., etc., etc. You have to understand how competitive you are. Even if you are all alone in Russia, expansion of your export capabilities in Eurasia and then in the US to Southeast Asia, etc. So you are not all alone there. Your position in the rating of the brands or the manufacturers in this category is getting lower. And in order to be in the top, you have to work thoroughly. And here we are talking about the work both with the quality of the products and the brands and its promotion on an international level. Availability of the products that you're allocating. When you are talking about the catalogs of the manufacturers, then the sellers are usually showing you the minimum batches with which they are working. Usually those are not limited sales, those are large sales. Some people do not want to work with smaller buyers who want to buy 10 items of whatever you are selling. Some of them are ready to send them piece by piece. If this is some equipment, some machinery or machines or whatever, let's say motorbikes are sometimes requested and they're being monitored in the Russian market. Some types of equipment are requested from the Russian manufacturers. So everything is relative there. Some people are ready to work with containers only or with vehicles only. And here you have to understand what's your production capabilities, your capacities, and what you include in the description of your company. Because sometimes we want to be better than we are. We're saying that we can deliver this and that and this and that, but all of a sudden, you will get a request, we want to have this batch, please calculate it, and usually the Russian manufacturer understands that they cannot produce this batch as fast as possible. And in this case, the following question is risen: the expansion of the capacities for production. And this has to be done by another department of the company, which is responsible for development, certification in your category. Nothing can be sold for exports without any certificates right now. That is why you have to take a look at what the requirements are in the Russian Federation for your category of products. You can take a look at the certificates of the manufacturers in other countries, what certificates are shown by them. If you want to be competitive, if you want to export things, you have to be attentive to what is being done by your competitors in the neighboring countries. This is the offer to you. As an example, I've made a slide with the categories of products from the food and drinks and beverages section, which were requested in October most often. This is food and beverages only. And you can see that the Russian manufacturer has something to offer out of these products. The question is whether we are ready to offer it. Russian alcohol is very popular, especially vodka. We have Nizhegorодska, Sordis, and Zhiguli plants. They are selling their products through their platform in China in particular. They search for those who are interested in buying their products in the platform, and then they do the negotiations on the platform. Then different types of sweets, etc. So the dry fruits, etc. So the sunflower oil. All types of oils are interested in China. They request different types of China. And of course, meat in the halal category. It's very relevant for your region. You can work with it, but everything requires documents, all the certificates, etc. So, of course, presentations, documents, some types of offers and some quotations, commercials, offers, etc. So, for them to be shown to the buyer, at least in English, in every country of the world. Key factor is the understanding who is the buyer on the platform. And here you have three types of buyers. Small buyers who are buying the product, usually it's a small batch, and then they sell it across their own country. Then online retailers, or those who are buying batches on the platform and then sell them throughout the online channels in their country. Here we are in Russia. We're working in the marketplaces. So we are buying things in Alibaba, usually it's China, or Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan. Then they are selling these products through Wildberries, through Ozon, to other countries, CIS and Russia. These are big retailers that everybody would like to work with, at least when we're talking about big manufacturers in Russia. But usually these are very long negotiations, the requirements are very high, and the sales are very big. Some people are not ready to start negotiations online, but you have to learn to do this properly. Next slide, please. If, when you're working on the marketplaces, we are talking about B2B and B2C sales, and the main problem is showing your products to lots of people, especially for the new sellers, especially those which are working in the categories with high competition. Then B2B, as our experience is showing, the most problematic location is the bottleneck here. It's the transfer from the stage. Interest is shown, and then the transaction is done, because lots of factors are influencing this result, and absolutely everything has to be considered. So, and your experts for negotiation has to be doing good work. Your logistics specialists have to do this. Your customs brokers have to be very good at that. The whole understanding of what is going on, and of course the pricing, the certification readiness, etc. If we combine it all together, then there will be lots of components which are making these negotiations slow or non-competitive. There are lots of competitors in Asia who can do it much faster. We are not saying that they are making better products, but their offer, their style of negotiation, the very concise and fast, gives them advantage.
That's why we need to learn to be sales funnel of B2B, the same as we have in our Asian colleagues. The next slide, please. Maria, I'm sorry, we're limited in time. I'm almost finished. Let me just finish. So you get so you get from the buyer the demand for your product. So you provide the details of payment, then you just make sure that the sum, the amount of the sum is correct, and then you go through to the shipment. So this is the classic way of the deal, basically. And the next slide, please. And the next, please, as well. So I have told you about the ways of success. So for all the producers, Russian producers, to be done correctly and good, I would like to pay your attention to the business trip from Alibaba, which organizes for all the suppliers. This is, in particular, the training how to go through the platform, the inner processes. So there are 10 lectures from the experts that have made this project and sales funnel on Alibaba and other China marketplaces. So go and look through how the processes and electronic commerce are made as is done. So you can go to there, you can go to the store and find out a lot of information. And the tour will be held in China City, in Hangzhou, and there will be 3 days of education and accommodation. So you can go to China, have visa, and you can pay for your trip. So you can go through my contacts and find out information about the tour. So we will explain everything about the tour. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you, Maria, very much. As I understand, you have 2 days left till the end of this registration. So dear colleagues, if you'd like to go to Alibaba company and see how the company works, just go through it. So actually, in our republic, we have our own, businesses and entrepreneurs. with the successful businesses. And Adele, you are one of these examples, so you've made it possible to sell on international marketplaces. Hello, everyone. My name is Zalitagina Adele, and I would like to tell you my own experience without any budgets in the beginning, and with the help of governmental support and marketplaces, how I started to sell it, on the international scale. So I'm selling toys, just child's toys. That was my hobby when I was on a maternity leave. So how I created this story, I gave the birth to my second baby, and I've decided to create something interesting for my babies, toys. So then, for my babies. So then I decided to make the range of toys and books and cards for even older age children. So all the certificates of quality were got with the help of governmental support, and 80% of the support is done by the government. International certification you can get from the Center of Expert Support, but making the contract, of course. So you can also register your label just to start your international sellers together with the support, governmental support. You just pay for the state fee, and that's it. You can start. So after launching our project on Russian marketplaces, we started selling it just around the world. On the first slide, you can see this is my own experience, the first and pilot launch on the Russian marketplaces. So a couple of years ago, the governmental support center contacted me, and they helped me to start the international, marketplaces. So basically, you can see what results we've got after 2 launches. We had a large sales, and we have customers from Poland, from Europe, and from the USA, from Germany, and they buy a lot of the volume. So more than 6,000 children are playing with our toys and using our cards. So we are selling through eBay on the international scales and Russian marketplaces. So if there is there is a very good, interesting marketplace in Russia within, children's stuff, which is called Azor. You can use it. So basically, when you go to another country to show your product, the governmental support, the Center of Expert Support, help you to do that. They help you to, to buy the flight, to replace you. And then the customer just can come to you, make an agreement, and basically just look through the products live. So in 2021, Forbes mentioned that the hobby can become a very efficient business, like we did. We can also participate in different fairs, events. This year, for example, we won as the best child's toy, just among with the Russian brands, labels. even from Moscow. So the participation cost 150,000 rubles. So you can see our team here. We're working with the foundation, charity foundation. So we provide them toys, and they're our main partners. So if you have any questions or something you would like about the governmental support and how go to the international marketplaces, I would be glad to explain to you. Adele, thank you very much. You're like an ambassador of the governmental state. So you can go with to her with any questions. Dear colleagues, so just to continue, there is governmental support, and for sure you can use it, and you can go to the Center of Expert Support, and they will help you to do any steps and processes to start your business, even with different aspects of international markets. Thank you very much once again. My dear colleagues, recently we have been attracted by Turkish market, which has a very good potential of to grow, and how we can go to the Turkish market. So in 2022, we have an access to the Turkish Sporter platform, and today Daria will tell you how this platform works and why the Russian exporters should go to this platform. Daria, are you here? Yes, I am. I can hear you perfectly. That's great. My name is Daria. I'm the representative of the Turkish exporter platform, and I will tell you about our platform today. Especially, I will pay your attention to this governmental support from a Russian Federation dealing with our platform. So, can you see the slide? Is it opened? Yes. Perfect. Turkish Exporter is one of the leading platforms of digital B2B commerce for international commerce. There are registered more than 6 million companies, and we are 25 years old. We have a very good experience in this sphere. We are helping to find exporters and producers, and we are developing their businesses. And as you said, since 2021, we are working in Russia. We were accredited by Russian Center of Exporters. That's why Russian exporters can use the governmental support and can start to be the participants of our platform and develop their business. So how can you do that? To be the participant of our platform, the company of exporter should go to the Center of Exporters and fill in the forms. But first of all, you should go through their registration. And this is one of the main points and simple moments. To participate in our platform, you can go to a representative, which is located in Russia, our official partner, and all the aspects and stages you can go through with our partners. They will help you on registration. They will ask you all the questions. And we also will consider the full monitoring and help through the year. So to the list, it is included the development on the platform, the promotion, the communication to the potential customers throughout the world. And so they will help you on all the stages. It goes to the registration, and within 1 year, when you are on our platform, they will help you to communicate to the potential exporters. And they will help you even with the language barrier, because our representatives, they know language, and especially the communication goes in English. So how our platform goes? So first of all, you will get the education. Usually we have Zoom education. So we look through the account. We help how to do everything better. We are supporting communication in any time. So the companies can contact us, and all the questions dealing with the work on the platform, we answer with no problem. So the customers can check daily or weekly messages depending on the sphere of the work. Our platform considers all the areas. So this is medical instruments, machinery, office supplies, everything, furniture. So any company, exporter company can be the participant of our platform. So you can also check your messages through the email. How the registration goes through. So our platform, you open your store on a platform. Then you will have the cards of the products with the detailed information with the photos. In total, you can put up to 50 products. For more efficient search of the company, you can put keywords to the company profile or the product profile. And you can use 7 languages. For importers to find very simply, they can use 7 languages: Russian, French, Portuguese, Spanish, Arabic, Turkish. And then
In order to make the search for importers and buyers more efficient, we advise the following. Look through the requests on a daily or weekly basis from the importer companies in your account. There is a section Center for Requests. Our company is working based on requests. We tell the companies not to wait until they get the letter on email. When they get the letter through the messenger on the platform, we have the automated mail sent, and when the company is registered, they get a particular category, the area, the field, and subcategory, in order for the center of requests to receive the request which would regard their industry, particular industry. And we recommend to work based on these requests. Also, quotation, the commercial offer, and the welcome offer have to be offered, because the requests are multiple, and each request shouldn't receive separate letters, not to waste your valuable time. We suggest to prepare the ready-made templates to have the quotation and the welcome offer, and to reply them using like that. How does the feedback occur? It occurs through the messenger on our platform, so and you can have dialogues within our platform, or you can use WhatsApp, Telegram, or you can have different types of phone calls using cell phones. Since we have a partner and you will be accompanied by the partner, they will help you to create the welcome offer, the commercial quotation in different languages. Usually it's English. This is my personal contact details. Our head office, the headquarters, is located in Turkey, and the contact details of our partner in the Russian Federation. You can contact them directly and ask the questions which might be interesting to you in regards to entering the platform using the state support program. That's it on my behalf. Thank you very much for your attention. Daria, thank you very much. I hope that the participants of the forum are going to use your platform to the better use, and they will manage to sell things throughout the
Но надо понимать, что
Turkish market. So it's the state support once again. But once again, we have the promotion of the products, and there is another niche, the services. And we haven't been talking about services whatsoever today. We have another speaker today. Her name is Anastasia. And Anastasia will tell us how you should promote the Russian companies, how they can promote their services for the Chinese market. Yes, hello, dear colleagues. You can hear me well, right? My name is Anastasia Rodionova. I am the Executive Director of the International Competences Fircom, and we are the partner of the largest Chinese touristic marketplace, .com. And usually, the marketplaces which are promoting the products are very available, especially when we're talking about the tools for support of the Russian companies. But marketplaces which are promoting the services are scarce, and C3 is one of those. In the slides, you will see statistics information mostly. So, if you want to dwell deeper into the numbers, please take your pictures. I can also share them after the event. And I would like to concentrate on the platform itself, what it is, and how our company as an operator be of use to you when you are working with this platform. This platform has a lengthy history. It has been in the market for more than 20 years. It's occupying more than 50% of markets. Online booking for touristic routes in China. This is most popular platform among Chinese people to plan the touristic routes because it combines the capability to book the tours and to compile the tours, as well as you can do the online booking for the plane tickets, the catering, buying tickets for different events, etc. So this is a very large platform which accumulates everything which can be desired by the tourist. Russian companies are not that represented in this platform. That is why it's your chance to enter the Chinese tourism market. Since all the geopolitical events which have occurred recently make the markets to reorient their streams to new ways of thinking. And the Chinese tourist in general loves Russia. Russia is very demanded among the Chinese people, and even before the pandemic, Chinese tourists would come to Russia. Of course, pandemic influenced the situation. The tourist flows have deteriorated, but the Chinese Scientific and Research Institute of Outbound Tourism is showing statistics that the streams are restoring and the Chinese people are coming to our country once again, which makes us happy. And now the younger generation of the Chinese who are using these services of online booking are shifting their focus to ecotourism and, of course, towards the research of the local history, culture. It's gastrotourism in particular, which becomes more and more popular. And, of course, DIY tours, when the client itself can use these platforms to compile a particular tour which would suit them best. And we have to consider mostly the short tours are popular among Chinese. And Republic of Bashkortostan will be able to offer most tours which can be concentrated on gastrotourism because the culture is very wide. The cuisine is very interesting. And this is very interesting for the foreign travelers who have never seen anything like that. They never tasted anything like that, and they strive for it. And of course, Chinese tourists is a good payer. So, and on the amount of the accompanying expenses which are done in the vacation location. The Chinese are the best in that, and they are actually exceeding all the other nations. And the prevailing adjacent and accompanying positions are buying souvenirs, the local souvenirs, chocolate, honey. It's very relevant for the Republic of Bashkortostan. And of course, alcohol. The Chinese tourists love the products with Russian endemics. Different extracts, different herbs, etc. If it's something cosmetic, then it could be something made of local animals. For example, Natura Siberica is showing such a wonderful line of products made of the richness of the regions of Russia. And of course, the Chinese tourists love such products. What else I would like to mention is the amount of online bookings. If we focus on the modern young generation of the Chinese tourists who are using the online booking services, I would like to mention that everything goes online. This is the leading e-economy in the world, and only 5% of bookings are done offline by using Chinese tour agency, and only 3% are done by phones. Everything is done online. And of course, due to all the geopolitical changes that have occurred, the Chinese, Iranian, Turkish tourists are the ones you should focus on. Those you should sell the services to. Okay, over here you can see the statistics. The volumes of the online trade in China is increasing, is more than $3 trillion, considering pandemics in particular. And of course, the amount of internet users is also important here, because overall amount of internet users is more than 1 billion people. Yes, here you can see the numbers, how the situation dropped in the tourism area, but in 2023 they've grown significantly, and in year 2024 it is expected that the amount of visits is going to become to 170, 180 million visits throughout the tourist season. So it's when we're talking about the Chinese people, so it's May to September, and of course it's New Year, Chinese New Year, etc. So at these periods, the Chinese are best at traveling. So here you can see the advantages for the Russian companies when we're talking about the usage of the platform. And of course, we are glad to say that the platform is more public, and more Russian companies are interested in visiting C-Trip. The touristic companies, especially when we're talking about the hospitality services, they can receive large representativeness, and the Chinese citizens can actually order their services directly from the touristic companies, increasing the transparency of their transactions, and you are evading the intermediaries, and the transparency is increasing. Also, the payment goes to the accounts of the Russian companies, and the platform is the intermediary for nobody to lie to anybody, and their money goes through it, and it verifies both your services and it verifies the reliability of their clients who is ordering this service. And of course, everything is done through the chat services. You have support all the time, and we, being the partner of the platform in Russia, provides the full consultational support when you use the state measures of support, infrastructural measures of the support of the experts, and using the Russian Export Center. In this particular case, what we offer? We offer the possibility to allocate yourselves on the platform. We can take a look at your tours. We can take a look at whether they are relevant to the Chinese customer. Maybe we can correct something, offer some options. And of course, the touristic companies can use this platform to follow up on what is popular, what is not popular, to correct this online, here and now. That is the reason why you need us. The guarantee fees for being present in the platform, all the transactions, everything goes through our support. We help you to register the account, to pay for it, to fill it in with information, to translate the information into Chinese, since quality translation, good presentation, and descriptions of the tours are extremely important in order for the Chinese customer to get interested in your offer. Just like anybody else, Chinese customer becomes more and more demanding to the services, to the quality of the services, to what is offered to them. And of course, when we're talking about the translation of the materials, we translate both the documents and we help you to register them in the Chamber of Trade and Commerce for the Chinese colleagues to see that you are offering good tours, etc. So, the company has to be registered in the Federal Registry of the tour operators, since the certificate goes to the Chinese party. Everything has to be as transparent as possible. What is demanded on this platform, c3.com? This is not only the touristic routes as we know them, so some individual and group travels, but also DIY tours, corporate tours. We can organize the visits of the delegations. If it's some business trip, for example, if you want to have the partners come to you, so you can cooperate with the tourist operators for them to offer such services in the platform. It's also the transport services, the rent of the transport. The companies which are providing such services are capable of entering this platform, booking the tickets for the events, for the tours across the towns, everything in regards to this area, everything in regard to hospitality. Everything goes to publication. Of course, booking the restaurants, the gastro tours. Promotion through the Chinese bloggers, since the young Chinese listen to the leaders of opinions. We, in this case, provide support on promoting the services of your company through bloggers, social media, WeChat, Weibo, TikTok.
Because there are some tools, inner tools on the platform of the promotion, like banners, like ads, contact ads, but I would not say that it's really efficient. That's why we focus on social nets, and this is the most effective option that we see nowadays. And of course, these banners, they cost pretty much money, which is, which doesn't prove the outcome basically. And that's why, of course, it's better to use the promotion through social net and the context ads that we put in different sites that Chinese go to. So on the slide, you can see our contacts, and our company is always ready to answer all your questions. And in general, maybe you are interested in some statistics within this platform, so we are welcome to provide you this information. And so you are welcome to be placed on the platforms. Yeah, why it's the best time. It's the best time to start placing your services on the Chinese markets. And the future year will be really, really productive and efficient. So thank you very much for your attention. My dear colleagues, all the speakers have finished their speeches. So do you have any questions? And yes, we have a question. Do you see the translation?
Tamam, teşekkürler. Şimdi öncelikle
Is it good? All right. So first of all, I would like to thank Ms. Oksana, who told us.
У меня вопрос к вам. Вы сейчас... Bir daha tekrar eder misiniz lütfen?
Unfortunately, we cannot see the speech from the audience.
Evet, transporter firma.
Ага. Вы сейчас покупателем. Какое-то имеет отношение с покупателем и с логистикой?
Özür dilerim, önce kendimi tanıtayım. İsmim Erol Ulusoy.
Do you have?
Сначала я представлюсь.
Sorry.
Erol Ulusoy.
I will introduce myself. My name is Orul Irosoy. I'm from Istanbul. I'm a lawyer. I'm sorry, my translation is not very good. I would like now. I'm at the university in Ufa.
Eşya taşıma esnasında
He's working at the university.
siz ve satıcı arasında sorumluluk bakımından Amerika'daki müşteriye karşı ne yapıyorsunuz?
If during the transportation of the products, if there is some damage of the products, do you have any responsibility for that? Unfortunately, when the seller sends his package, his equipment, or anything, he should make an assessment of his batch and or package. So this assessment and the amount, he partially pays for that. So in case this parcel was lost during the transportation by the fault of the mail operator, so the amount, so the company, the delivering company returns money that he assessed in the beginning. The speech is in Turkish.
Можно я скажу, коллеги? К сожалению, у нас
I'm sorry. Unfortunately, we are so limited in time. I'm suggesting just to speak to you, just personally. The translator will be provided. Unfortunately, we should finish.
просто у нас есть определенный регламент.
So, my dear friends, can I just make some conclusions throughout our discussions, just on the topic of going on top in marketplaces? So I have written down something. So learning the algorithms, so the analysis of competitors, the quality of the content, the advantages of ads. So Russian expert center, so team, good presentation, and to be online. I think that I mentioned everything that our speaker said. So I think that everything that you've heard and from me, and you will use it while working on marketplaces and getting some results and success. So you will be successful. You will not fail. So on the rights on moderator, I'm finishing this session. Thank you very much for participating in this section. See you soon.